Hey people, Injured here, 53 Faction War. This is Argus Desert Gate and Eldar versus Imperial Guard. For the blue Eldar team, we have two Warlocks, Adila and Kung Fu Panda. These guys are melee heroes that can leap into combat with some powerful spells, give them support, disruption and offense. And what's this, Biltan Craftworld scheme or something? Some kind of Craftworld going on. Alongside them is Crog as a Warp Spider Exarch, teleporting commander that fights range combat, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities too. Can get a heavy melee weapon also. What is this? Same Han recolored, I think. The elite scheme. Red Imperial Guard, panzerbatallion, rocks and Inquisitor, offensive hero with awesome control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons on the western, relatively isolated lane against Kung Fu Panda's Warlock. And alongside is Phiracs and Don Freeman, rocking Lord Commissar's strong offense and support. Fight in melee combat begin with a refractor field. One of them is using Vostroyan Firstborn. It's Freeman. Interesting 2v2 fight brewing over here. I think the winner will be the one who's the most patient. Eldar don't want to... Oh, that's a good destructor there. Eldar don't want to creep forward out of cover and get shot down. They want to wait for the Commissar to try and close in and shoot those guys up. They are creeping forward out of cover. Can the Imperial Guard make them pay? I think now is the time for the Commissars to get in there, and here we see them. Shields up, going to tight up those Dire Avengers. Sentinels doing a really good job holding the line here. Backed off those Imperial Guardsmen very well, and that was a good measured engagement for the Imperial Guard players. Waited for the Dire Avengers to push forward out of position, then sent in those Commissars. They could not get the damage on them quickly enough to get them away, and they should be able to push through without too much bother. Warlock of Adila already has the Immolator, but missed that cast over there. Oh, he put it on the VP to stop these guys, but they are able to finish the cap, and now a power bash. Meanwhile, west side, Eldar faring better, making the Imperial Guard retreat off. There's Howling Banshees on the field for Kung Fu Panda here. So the Sentinel of Panzer Battalion has a responsibility to stop them early on before Catechins hit the field. Power completely bashed. Not going for this little decap though. I think that'll be worth it. Sentinel's doing so actually. And it's Phiracs coming towards the center. They have a generator up here, the Eldar. Freeman needs to be careful not to get caught too deep in this 2v1. Shuriken is up as you'd expect. Also one on the way for Adila. His is a bit later because he got that Immolator up. I think he wanted to use it in that first engagement to turn the tide, but it came just a little bit too late. Bashing power mid now. Pushing through though on the west side. Adi Eldar getting a bash and a decap, maybe almost. The Banshees are able to get it. They need to run the hell away now. Hammer of the Witch is taking out one of the models there. Down to 3, but they're okay. Now it's Panzer Battalion that needs to get capping here. Do you also have Immolator, Mr. Warlock? Nope, you have Channeling Runes to heal up your Banshees and make them very durable in the field. Destructors going off. Guardsmen there very low on hit points. I think a bunker up relatively quickly would do pretty well for these guys. Catechins on the way for all 3 Imperial Guard players. That's going to be hella fun. One's already on the field, in fact, from Freeman. Have some decent melee capabilities, some support as you see there with that smoke grenade, giving you some nice damage resistance and suppression immunity. Can disrupt from long range too. A couple of all reliable grenade launchers on these big blobs of Eldar would work wonders if they want to push through. Eldar did decap here. 438, 498 early on. With a single. Looks like blue team having to take the natural back here. Shuriken sets up behind this contested power. Looks like Panzer is waiting for those Catechins before trying to push, which is smart. The Shuriken's there. No need to walk your face into it. Howling Banshees on the prowl from Kung Fu Panda. Eating a shotgun blast. Commissar's also there to weigh in with some melee attacks. He's got the power sword. Has Phiracs, Lord Commissar. Nice idea from Kung Fu Panda, but got caught in a bad place. The Catechins were like waiting there. Warp Spider has his improved targeters, will help him pick off those guardsman models. It's a standoff here. Those energy shields are up. Maybe Eldar wary after that opening engagement where they edged forward and got caught. It's up to the Inquisitor to gain some ground, and they're doing so. Decapping with the Sentinel. Another Shuriken on the way for Adila. This is Kung Fu Pandas. Nice grenade launcher there. Can they capitalize by forcing the Shurikens off? Kung Fu Panda doing the right thing and pulling these guys back. Need some support up here though. Meanwhile, east side still a standoff with lots of shooting going on, but that was nasty. Took out the energy shield. These are buffed Catechans. Looks like one of them got executed for that 100% damage buff of Inspire Courage. Some good usage of those guys, but couldn't quite break through. Lots of buffs happening over here. Carapace armor, making the Inspire Courage better. Especially against those Shurikens. 404, 498. Go middle, says Don Freeman. Talking to Phiracs, since there's a bit of a standoff here. May as well push through, help get this VP, lock it down maybe. And make one of the Eldar players split over here. Power bashing. Kung Fu Panda lost their Shuriken platform. Having to replace it here. Because he got caught in this area and taken out. Inquisitor level 1 still with her crossbow bolt pistol though. Will help to control those Banshees for sure. Those Banshees might have a really tough time now. But the crossbow bolt pistol will lock them in place or they get shot up, and then if they do get close, there's that Sentinel there. We'll see how it interacts with the heals of Channeling Runes, if they can out DPS them. Immolators also up here. I hear explosions going on. Is that in the middle? Or maybe it's just generators going down. 399 to 488 double cap here for the blue team. East side has turned blue. Eldar edged forward well, using the Immolator to displace the Imperial Guard as they move forward. Warp Spider's getting some damage on too, making these guards going to be very disciplined in their repairs. Missile launcher queued up for Freeman, not for Phiracs. Phiracs does have the ground pound though. Sentinel gets a bit more hit points. These guys caught out of position but able to fleet away. Counter push here by the Imperial Guard. Lord Commissar is getting in there. He is suppressed though. The flare not quite enough to help him get in, but helps these guys push forward. Missile launcher is in play now. Wraith Guard on the way for Crog. We might see some also from Adila. Channeling Runes helps support those guys very well too. Pretty damn tanky when they've got that heal going on. Oh, those Dire Avengers almost taken out. Improvised explosive might go off here. 399, 430. Nice grenade. Wow. It's like 8 kills or something. Smoke grenade. Eldar are definitely out shooting them here. And the Wraith Guard will only make that greater. The double shurikens of Adila being used very well here. Krog's shuriken pushing up really far. Look at this. Commissar is able to get in, but they are being pushed back. An awesome running battle on the east side. Meanwhile, red team have lost their natural victory point thanks to this Warp Spider Exarch teleporting around. Now in behind some heavy cover. Gonna go down if he's not careful though. Eats a stomp and will get shot down, I think. Does go down. A little bit over eager. Look at these shields over here. Imperial Guard might have wanted to be a little bit more aggressive. I mean, it's hard to march into Eldar traps and shenanigans and immolators and destructors and grenades, but you let them set up with these shields. As Wraith Guard hit the field, it might be difficult to dislodge them. We might see some manticores going on. Chimera on the field for Phiracs allows all these guys to reinforce in the field, which is pretty handy. Warp Spiders now for Krog after the Wraith Guard, and Wraith Guard also for Kung Fu Panda. Here we go then. Boom. One volley took out the Sentinel from half health or something. Immolator goes up too. They are using their tools pretty damn well here, these Eldar players. Wraith Guard can be terrifying for Imperial Guard to face. These guys can't be suppressed and are pretty damn tough. Their weapons will destroy anything in a few volleys, in tier 2 especially. 399, 306 being tied up there by the Lord Commissar. Their big weakness is being tied up in melee. So having some overlapping shurikens is usually pretty good. Imperial Guard sensing weakness, pushing forward here. Caught the Wraith Guard on the front foot, and now they're pretty low. And that's a hell of a lot of las guns going on. Chimera pushes forward to support. Here's some more Wraith Guard, this time from Adila. Sped up by the Spirit Vision or whatever they call it. Now it's not available though. The Warlock himself will provide that buff, as well as the Spirit Seer leader that you can get them. I'm not sure if the Dire Avenger Exarchs also provide it. 2-to-1 cap now for blue team, but red team with a very good counter push after the Wraith Guard did some work and are able to get the VP back and maybe bash some power here. Meanwhile, mid, Wraith Guard running away. Here comes some Howling Banshees though. Bad place for those guardsmen to be. Inquisitor needs to use her bolt pistol. There it is. The crippling volley. Now these guys can turn and shoot, and Stormtroopers with assault kits will certainly hurt the crap out of them. A stun on the Warlock from the Hammer of the Witches. She also has her Inquisitorial Mandate up. They are able to repel the Imperial Guard though. Catachan's moving in. Not sure the Inquisitor wants to stand here doing this. Gonna go down, and does so. Damage over time from the Immolator helping out there. Who wins this fight? I guess the Dire Avengers will have enough DPS. Yep. Needed to get into melee, but they couldn't quite risk running in there, those Catachans. Eldar pushing back on the east side, and this will be a big test for them because they have Chimera support. The Lord Commissars are being used well. Stubbornness is active, and also for Phiracs soon. Some infiltration helping them out. It's pretty tough to disrupt the Wraith Guard. Only ability knockback will do so. Being shut down in terms of range by the Basilisk Flare, having to get so close to fire, as you can see. And these guys forcing melee combat as they should. The flare really helped out there. Can these Wraith Guard get back to a safe place to shoot from? Warp throw, I think, would do wonders, and in fact, Adila does have it. Back at base right now, though. Really helps you set up those fights. Banshee's coming in from the flank from Kung Fu Panda. Beautifully done. Out of nowhere there. Taking some shots, but they are soaking up that damage. Did really well there, facilitating this push forward. Double Wraith Guard doing some work. Smoke grenade goes down from the Catachans. Fighting so hard here, the Imperial Guard. But these are some seriously shooty Eldar. Boom. Just exploding those Imperial Guardsmen with those Wraith Cannons. All reinforcing, of course, 2 or 3 at a time in these cases. Because they're fully upgraded with 2 leaders. 3 at a time reinforcement. They need to try and push forward and destroy that Chimera. But look at the requisition of Phiracs and Freeman now, having to reinforce that much. Manticore is up in the field now for Phiracs. Bunch of Stormtroopers have hit the field too. Try and outshoot those Wraith Guard from long range. There's the Manticore strike. Retreated out of it pretty well. Happy to push forward. Some flanking going on though by panzerbatallion. Has double Stormtroopers dealing some nasty DPS. Wraith Guard are persuaded to leave. These guys still in play. Warp Spider needs to be very careful. Gonna go down, and does. I think it was an ill-advised little push there. I think they were going for the Chimera. Very well timed, the little flank from Panzer Battalion. 347, 222 on the VP's 2-to-1 cap. Meanwhile, west side, some power bashing going on by Dire Avengers. Did they just kill this sentinel? Might have gone down a while ago. There is a webway on this east side. Catachans will spot it. You can tell a detector from that little eye decorator there. You see on those Catachans, and they have spotted it now. And they'll get another bash. Don't think we've seen any bashing over here. Eldar not quite able to push through and still have enough to bash. Great play from all players on the east side. Level 3 Warlock with the channeling runes and immolator from Kung Fu Panda. Couldn't quite finish the bash. Now you need to run away, fellas. Grenades on retreat perhaps from these stormtroopers here. There's the attempt. And set off the improvised explosive, but those guys did survive. Imperial Guard have the east side now. 326, 217. It's going to be a big test. Can the Eldar push on through? Is it time for one of them to concentrate on mid, maybe? There is a D-cannon on the field from Adila. That's going to help. Can do a singularity. Wait for everything to get up. And then warp through it. And they will have a hard time from then on, I would think. Baneblade on the way for panzerbatallion, though. There's a singularity. Gonna be a nasty one, I think. Ouch. Can they finish off these? Look at the death here. And they did finish them off. That was awesome. What is this buff right here? I have no idea what that is. 295, 217. Lots of buff for these Eldar. Oh, it's Cloak of Shadows, is it? I'm not sure. I am confused. 287 to 217. Eldar, looks like they're taking this. Wraith Guard are pretty decent cappers, especially when they can shoot while they cap if they're facing the right direction. Commissar level 5 for Phiracs. Stubbornness, Carapace armor up. Freeman's level 3 with the same build. And a level 2 Inquisitor. On the power on the west side. Needs to try and hold. It's going to be tough. Embolden is active. Gives them some damage resistance and some extra damage output, I believe. But not able to stand around with a grenade in their face. They did take the east side, though. Now what the Imperial Guard do? Do they push the mid? Immolator on retreat path to try and finish off these guys. Got pretty close, but they do get off with 3 models. Baneblade is now on the field. And I imagine this will be taken mid. But we'll see. I think trying to squeeze it into this east side might be a bad idea with triple Eldar Eldritch Storms potentially raining down on it. Look at the bodies here of these Vostroyan. Some sneaky stormtroopers gonna have a look at what's going on over here. No detectors in the Eldar armies at the moment. Fire prisms for Crog and Kung Fu Panda. Baneblade is sticking kind of west side for now. Have some plasma gun guardsmen which will help shoot down the Wraith Guard since they are heavy infantry. Also big chunks of damage to the heroes themselves, of course, which is always handy. The cannon set up in a pretty nice place. Seer Council here for Adila. Actually find them relatively tanky, the Seer Council. Big chunk hit points, 500 each, and that 15% range damage reduction. You can also add to that, of course, with Distort Field from the Warlock's Global Bar. Baneblade being a menace. These guys are in for a bad day. Boom. 2-to-1 cap for the Eldar. But can they hold this VP? Fire Prism does not want to get close to that Baneblade. Did those last cannon hits miss or something? They didn't seem to do any damage to the Fire Prism. Bunker goes down. I guess that's going to be a repair bunker to help out this Baneblade. We're not sure. That was a warp throw, but those guys are already retreating. 282 to 142. 1-to-1 cap. They did decap the VP here. Banshee trying to get in behind, but got caught. A nice immolator goes off. He is locked in that animation for a while. Almost went down there. See a council on the field for Adila trying to get close. Disciplined usage of the Cartesians could keep them occupied and disrupted. Eldar get their VP back, but they're now losing the east side. Imperial Guard looking pretty strong now with this Baneblade. It has taken a chunk of damage. Wraith Guard will do a lot, as will the fire prisms from long range, and an Eldritch of course will do wonders. Nobody's got enough red for that yet. Another D-cannon here for Adila. Imperial Guard growing in strength, growing in confidence and pushing forward here. Level 3 Stormtroopers doing some work. There's Purgatus from the Inquisitor. Look, they're pushed back almost into base here, the Eldar. Excellent coordinated push through the middle. Baneblade kicked it all off. Mr. Warlock's going to go down here, but should get revived pretty easily. Double cap now for the Imperial Guard. It's a big weakness of the Eldar at attacking heavily defended areas. If they don't have their nuke and they can't get off their big disruptive abilities, their durability can let them down. A couple of singularities will sure help though. Warp throw is also available. Shimmer orb can help some caps. Certainly not out of it. They have retained their Wraith Guard too. These guys level 3. So they're dealing big chunks. Improvised explosive over here. There's that Shimmer orb, which actually absorbed the damage of the explosive, even though it was inside the orb, which is a bit weird. See, Council. Pathogens don't want to fight these guys, really. Still have 4 models, look at that. That is the Emperor's Wrath, which is pretty awesome. Now switching back to Stubbornness, since this will be on cooldown. And it doesn't do anything else, doesn't give you any passive bonuses, so why not switch back? Not sure what the cooldown is on that thing. Fire Dragons on the field for Crog. Pretty much an anti-everything unit at relatively short range, but great for hunting down vehicles since they're pretty damn mobile, those guys. Fire Dragon Exarch on the way too. I think that's what gives them the Dragon Fury ability, which allows them to chase even better. 196 to 122. Webway goes down. There's a singularity on the VP to try and stop the cap here. And does so. But for how long? They're bashing power. Eldar scared to push forward because of this Baneblade, which is now fully healed up. Crog wants to go after it. He's got some fire dragons ready, of course. Could use crack shot from the global bar, of course, as well. What else have we got that could really go after it? We've got a Haywire. We've got the 2 fire prisms that can shoot it down. The Wraith Guard as well. Banshees have their power melee weapons, so they can't really do a whole lot to it. They'll soak up some damage, of course. There's the Immolator. Might have the Baneblade cornered if they can push against it. Where are the Fire Dragons? There they are. Where are the Wraith Guard at? Back at base healing up. He needs to move over there. Adila's got his on the east side. There's Purgatus. Baneblade might be saved. They were wary of pushing against it. And here's another Baneblade from Freeman. They need a good Eldritch, I feel like. Kung Fu Panda does have one soon. Go, says Freeman. Manticore's going to strike. Stops the cap for now. Improvised explosive goes off, but distort field on your Wraith Guard makes them pretty damn tanky to range fire. They're going to get a decap at least, I think. But Imperial Guard are on the natural. Look at this. Can they defend it with those fire prism shots? Pretty great for stopping caps. That's a Demolisher Cannon. No, it's not. It's the Emperor's Wrath. That was pretty nasty. Now Baneblades together. That means they could both be nuked at the same time. Looks like Kung Fu Panda used some of his red on Distort Field or something. Phase shift. Down goes the Warp Spider though. Ouch, a nasty singularity there. Almost whacked those guys. If they weren't leveled up, would have been done for. Eldar have the east side still. Well played, Adila. Holding it for now. There's a Leman Rust to fight. These guys self-healing now with Wraithbone. Do these guys have it too? No, they don't. They still have their natural. They have the 2-to-1 Eldar. It's pretty damn tense. Warlock of Kung Fu Pandas away. There's a Demolisher Cannon shot. Ouch. Level 4 Dire Avengers. I think they need all players here to fight off 2 Baneblades. Some Kasrkin on the way for Phiracs. A bunch of dead stuff right there. Was that Stormtroopers getting wiped out? Warlock's gone ballistic over here with the Witchblade of Kurnus. 156 to 99, 1-to-1 cap. Will they finish this cap? Looks like they will. There's the 2. This is another Manticore, this time from Freeman. Eldritch. Big damage to the Baneblade. Can they finish it off though? One more volley might do it. In fact, it didn't even need to. I'm not sure what got that last hit there. It might have been a D-cannon hit or something, doing its little damage over time thing. Look at that. Fire Prisms could chase it down here. Fire Prisms should be moving forward after it. Needs to move a little bit quicker than that. And they do take it down. Both Baneblades dealt with. Big, big deal for the Eldar team. Panzer Battalion instantly replaces the one that he lost. 127 to 99. Rocket run. Finishes off the D-cannon there. So there's that. Avatar of Kane on the way for Kung Fu Panda. East side is blue. 127.99. The Commissar of Phiracs though is here. Oh, not for long. And that's another singularity, I guess. It is. Nothing in range to be pulled about. They have their natural back. Awesome play to get those 2 Baneblades. It was pretty risky to have them so close together like that. Avatar of Kane is on the field. Super unit for Eldar, providing some awesome buffs and scary combat ability. Manticore Strike. So they're tanking them pretty well right now. Warlock trying to get this cap over here for the 2-to-1. Wraith Guard. Look at this. Some big chunks of damage. A pity this Warlock doesn't have Enhance to switch over to buff those guys. Warp Throw though doing some work. There's None Shall Fall for the Lord Commissar. I'm not sure. I think this was changed so that it doesn't affect allied infantry anymore, only your own. It doesn't say that on the tooltip. But that was at least talked about at some point. Not entirely sure if that change went through. The Leman Russ almost going down there. Power Fist on the rear armor of a Fire Prism's bad for the Fire Prism. But the Lord Commissar is persuaded to leave. Here comes another though. This is Phiracs. 2-to-1 for the Eldar, fighting so hard. Avatar here to soak up tons of damage. Most of that is piercing, aside from the Baneblade, so we can soak up a hell of a lot of it. As a super heavy infantry unit. Panzer Battalion with tons of resources, can't really get anything on the field though. Doesn't have the population to do so. Another Baneblade, the 4th one of the game on the way for Freeman. 127.48. Fire Dragon still on the field for Crog. What's the D-cannon situation right now? I think there's just one on the field from Adila. And pushing through the mid, our Imperial Guard needs some support here. Does Kung Fu Panda. Gets it from Crog. Fire Prism needs to be careful. Needs to maximize that range whenever it can. Demolisher Cannon. Doesn't knock back the Wraith Guard. And there's an Eldritch. Looks like it's been dodged very, very well by a Panzer Battalion. It has opened it up to more damage. In fact, it does get hit. Brought it back a little bit too soon. Can they finish it off? Here comes more Wraith Guard. Manticore though. What is it? No, that's a Basilisk Flare. I thought that was going to be a Manticore on the Fire Prism. Down goes the Baneblade. The third Baneblade taken out by the Eldar. Look at them. Look at the husks of the Baneblades. They will be providing heavy cover until they're destroyed. Wow. Very nice Ethereal Slash from Adila. Level 8 Warlock has been doing some killing. Might be able to wipe them out, Mr. Warp Spider. Use your range attack. He doesn't have enough, I don't think. East side stays blue for now, down to 30 VPs are the Imperial Guard. Panzerbatallion needs to purchase something. Double Kasrkin on the field for Phiracs. With, plasma guns. I thought they were going to get some grenade launchers up for disruption. So Council here, happy to fight. Level 2, up to 2875 hit points, which isn't bad at all. Look at this, they're tanking pretty well. It's another Eldritch Storm. Dodged, though, pretty well by Phiracs. Single cap. Eldar taking the opportunity to push through the mid and get the double. Nicely done. Can they get a triple here? Something is capping. Level 9 Warlock from Adila has gone absolutely ballistic with this Witchblade of Kurnus. And there's the game. They win it with a double. Fantastic play from the Eldar to really smartly hold on when they needed to. Those Baneblades taken down like they were nothing. After that initial scary double Baneblade push, they really hit back hard and held. Not often you see Eldar hold like this. Really played it smart. Level 5 Warlock for Panda. Level 5 Warp Spider and a level 9 Warlock as well. Level 4 Inquisitor with the Purgatus. The Commissars at level 6 and level 7 did some awesome work. Great play all round. Thank you for watching, guys, and thank you to these players for fighting this faction war. I'll see you next time.